Tai Chi. Everybody ready? Let's warm up. Hands at your waist, turn your neck. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Stretch your neck. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Turn your shoulders. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Other way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Expand your chest. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Waist exercise. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Airplane. 1, 2, 3, 4. Move the hips. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Touch toe. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Turn your hips. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Other way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Be careful. Shift your weight. Kick your foot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Shift weight. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Kick your butt. 1, 2, lift it up. 3. You can do a better lifting up if you shift your weight. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Turn your knees, but look out. Don't look at your knees. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Other way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Heisman, opening up your span, parallel feet, cross and hold. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Other way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Short one, sit on that side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Other way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, I'm going to go into golden cockerel. Doesn't matter what side you're doing it, but I'm going to face you. Make sure you see something different and then incorporate it. Okay, here we go. Golden cockerel. So what's happening is that we're opening that pocket under our underarm a little bit better so we can be in uniformity and standardizing what we were recently taught by Li Durin. So he said we need to open up a little bit more so that when we do our Tai Chi, we can feel the ebbing and flowing. When we feel that, we have more a sense of relaxation and more in line with standardizing what the martial intent is. So we want to be able to go from one point of our front fingers to the back point of our back fingers, getting a good diagonal. So if you can hold your stance and draw that imaginary line, the hand in the back now sits way further away from the hips. Okay, and already I think that you're doing better because why? Two things. You're getting a better sense of balance. You're letting a natural flow come through. And it's a very much of a counterbalance rather than making this hand stagnate or sit too tightly against us. So we're getting better balance, we're getting better relaxation. When we do our kickouts now, okay, so this is not just particular, this past golden cockerel, you incorporate it, but you not only incorporate it with golden cockerel at the time and place of the three forms, you also incorporated in white crane, and we'll go over white crane. So when I incorporate, every time this hand sits to the side, it's out. It's sliced to the side. It's sliced to the side rather than hindered to the side, okay? Now in kicking out, we know that we have 50-50. We're coming up in the center and we're crossing out this way. I still see people who haven't made the adjustment on this is not Lee's thing, but they come out this way. And in my older videos, I was incorrect, but we want to come out this way. And then if for those of you who already have that, watch what my foot does. And this is something that I'm going to add to my journey. So we want to bring it out. Football kick, not football kick, okay? Kick on your palm. Lead the kick with your palm rather than your fingers or your toe. And then kick out, bring it in. When you're ready to come down, drop those toes down, come down. You want to try that? And actually, it's harder for me to watch this way because I see so many people and so many limbs going out, so I'd rather turn this way. But I wanted to show you what I was doing with my angle of my arms and how I'm centering. Okay, so we're going to do kickouts now, okay? Opening up, shift our weight, Okay, and so on and so forth. And slowly we're getting away from my oral instructions so that everybody can listen to your own body rhythm and do your kickouts as short as you can for the duration of the balancing, and then just do it as a way of warming up. And let's review how we're parting the wild horse's mane or similar movements. Just as a review, fast review, because I know you're watching the level 1 and level 2 classes. If you're on a T stance and you're weighted down, you have your ball, and the ball now is no longer palm to palm, but you bring it across this way. It's more like this. There's more contact with the ball. You have more of a sense of grounding and relaxing. You come out on an L stance. You part the wild horse's mane, slice. Sit back, sit down, pivot, root down, bring it over, out L, slice. You still have your bow and arrow, you still have your posture. And if you look and detect what we're taping, you will often see me with that backhand not relaxed and extended as far as I think we should. At the same token, when I look at you or other classes as a group, I can pick out the people who are, I can see everyone modifying, but modified a little bit more. So here's a drill, okay? Here's a drill before we go into it. If you're on a T, actually, how did I do it? 2 feet on 2 separate lines, parallel, okay, on it. Drag the right foot back, 45 degree it, as if it were hitting the 1 o'clock or 2 o'clock, okay, nothing more than that. Get a good span. Coming this, let's do brush knee, okay? We can apply it to brush knee. So the modification now is you're facing forward on this stance. The left hand is not parallel this way, not parallel so much this way, but a little bit down. But in motion, it may be up, depending on how you're flowing when you're doing Tai Chi. For our purposes, let's keep it about here, okay? And it doesn't have to be so tight in, it can be relaxed. So I'm turning my hand down. The other hand doesn't have to be out there now, just above to eye level or about eye level. When we multitask, we're doing this. Do it with me. Bringing it to our ear, bringing it to our ear, bringing it to our ear, but a little further than that. Ear, ear, slice, ear, slice, ear, slice, okay? Ear, slice, heel, ear, slice, heel, ear, slice, flatten, ear, slice, agonal. So what am I getting at? Ear and slice, but the slicing now, slicing needs to come down faster. Slice. Not bend this way. So by the time this hand comes down, you're ready to come around. Okay? So here we go. Let's try it first and then we can always come back to it. Parallel and higher, multitasking. Okay, spine erect now. Spine erect, not down like this. Spine erect. Brush our knee. Heel down and around. Sit back, sit down. Twist, parallel and higher. Ear, heel down and around. Slice, sit back, sit down. Parallel higher. Ear down and around. Make sure you have a good pocket. Sit back, sit down. Pivot. Parallel higher on a T. Ear, hand, heel, slice and around. Bring that around a little bit more. Twist step, parallel higher. Brush your knee. ear heel down and around. You know, I think that if you go a little faster, you can slow it down later. But now we want to be able to get that slice, ear heel down and around. The slice is at the end, right? When that backhand has a bigger pocket. Okay. So it's going to take practice. Practice makes perfect, okay? But now you're getting acquainted with the modification. All right, so that you can see that on an L stance, more than likely, there's going to be some kind of slicing. But then you're smarter than I am, and you're saying, well, we don't have a slicing when we take a half step forward, spin the ball or whatever, spin the ball, and we come up this way. Hey, but this is a slice. This is a slice. So the modification on white crane spreads its wings. Listen carefully. We taught you that the baby finger slices through the edge of your shoulder. That is still not wrong or incorrect. To modify it according to his standard is that if in martial arts this is a block and this is a pull down or pull back, then this is incorporated. So this hand comes out as if you're pushing that guy away. But this is what I call the slice. I'll sometimes refer to as stretch. Sometimes I'll refer to as pong, which means relax. The next version or the next element is that you come in and you bisect. When you come in, that is surely the edge of your shoulder. Do I make myself clear? So when you spin your ball, you come out, you slice. And then you make the angle and you come back. It's actually easier when we actually do it. All right, so this is the 16 now, okay? So what we have just modified just in the few minutes as class started, we're going to try to incorporate into the 16. We need to feel at least three different things. When we're grounded, the weight is down to the bottom of our feet, but we cannot be in this way. We need to feel it in all of our muscles and tendons throughout our toes, foot, feet, ankle, legs, knees, and upward. So that you are doing with me and trying to understand better by implementing. So this is one portion of the grounded or part of our posture. The other one is our spine. The spine has to be straight. But if you're straight, your shoulders are up. But that's not Tai Chi posture. Therefore, the spine has to be straight so that there is no curvature in the upper back and lower back. So you're going to have to find it. For me, it means what I felt was protruding my butt. But up until that time, my butt was so tucked under that the small of my back was not straight. So I needed to bring it out a little bit. But remember, when you do that, your shoulders, you lift your spine and you relax your shoulders. It's a little different. And what I'm trying to reteach myself is that posture is good for just standing and walking. So if we can kind of look into our body, our posture a little bit more, it'll help, okay? Not only with Tai Chi, but with everything. And the third one is that from your shoulder, neck, and head, it needs to stretch. It needs to stretch. It cannot just sit there. It has to have a sense of stretching so that your head is erect, so that the thread is holding it upright. So this is all part of keeping your form, yet moving with that sense of relaxation. And initially, and even for a while, you'll feel a tension. But if you can, I remember when this is really on the side, but I think it's helpful. When I had back problems and I couldn't maneuver this shoulder, and I went to therapy and they said stand against a wall and straighten out your spine, all I could do was eventually pull this guy back. But I thought about it, and what I'm applying now that I just learned is that if you straighten out your spine and consciously make that spine straight, it's a little bit more than just flattening yourself against a wall. And if you follow me and practice it, I think you'll get that same concept. Okay? 16 form, but we're also in good Tai Chi posture in that we're grounded and our feet and legs and limbs are stretched. Our spine is straight. Our head is stretched and straight, but our shoulders are reduced or relaxed. Now we're thinking through, saying this is good Tai Chi posture, and possibly realize that our back is straight as it can be, but yet relaxed at the shoulder. And we're grounded. Okay, commencing form. Open. Rotate. Wear your mittens, coming up. Reverse, relax, flex your knee. T stance. Modify that ball out. Part the wild horse's main slice. Sit back, sit down. Out. Modify that ball. Out L, move that ball. Slice. Half step. Modify that ball. Spin it, sit back. Modify white crane. Then turn in, bisect. Look back, modify, and brush your knee. Slice. Sit back, sit down. Out. Multitask. Slice. Sit back, sit down. Deflect. Carry. Punch. Touch. Sit back. Up and forward. Pivot. Pivot. Hook. T out. Slice. Half step. Rock and play your lute. Center higher. Modify. Repulse 1. Lift. Modify. 2. Pivot. Pirouette. Out L. Ball. Out L. Push. Sit back. In. Ball. Modify. Out. Rotate. Push. Half step to the back. Needle. Touch. Out. Flash arms. Sit back. Pivot. Use your hips and waist. Cloud hands. Meet and then flip. Meet and then flip and open. Meet and then flip and close on a T. Modify, move, ward off, slice, and cross bird stand. Wear your mittens. Sit back. Center that ball. Move that ball. Slice and grasp. Contact. Wear your mittens. Sit back. Open. In. Off the ground. Up. Rotate. Out. Drop your shoulders. Close your form. Okay, so as we're doing the 16, I didn't refresh your memory for those of you who may have not been here, but when we play our lute, when we repulse the monkey now, this is how we repulse the monkey. Watch my foot that's going to go in the back. Comes back, up, down, in, pivot. Okay, and I'll show you one more. Up, in, down. All right. When I pivot and I come back like this, I have a small gap. That's what we're striving for. So how do we get a small gap? That's important. So you do not get a small gap by coming in and clashing with your foot. That's never going to work. But you do get it when, if your foot is on the line, it comes up, it goes straight back and then comes in. What we were teaching before was requires a modification. What we were teaching before was to make sure that we have a bigger gap. We said up and out to compensate for the in. So I went outside my line. But what we need to do is come up and on the line, and then come in. And we should have a smaller gap. Okay? So those kinds of things need to be taken home and tried out. The sooner you can make the modifications, I think it'll be better all the way around. For instance, the repulsing the monkey requires yet another change particular to the 24. So that's why I say look at the other class videos, because we are heavily already into it, whereas I'm not sure if we had that much time for this class. So just really briefly, when we do 4 repulsing of the monkeys, so say this is my first, this is my last. Well, let me just run it through. 1. This is my last one. I move my foot this way. Why do I move my foot this way? Is because when I want to ward off and grasp the bird's tail, I won't have to pivot. Actually, it was too much extended, but it should be straight. So all I'm saying is that besides just coming back on the line and making that small gap, on the last repulsing of the monkey, which is this foot, we have to make sure that we set ourselves up for grasping of the bird's tail. In the past, we were saying come up, come down like we normally do, and sit down, and then repulse. And then we would say pivot that right foot. And that was so awkward, but now we've gotten it. Now we can change it even more, okay? It works. All right, and not all the time do I remember. It's a little awkward for me now, but I make every attempt to try to change. One more time, 16 and then 24. So try to get in everything. The Tai Chi posture, stretching out that, weighting down heavily for that gravity, stretching out our spine, Stretching out our head, relaxing those shoulders. Commencing form. Open, rotate, wear your mittens, take a deep breath, relax, reverse. Holding our ball, modify, move that ball on an L, Ong. Sit back, sit down, pivot out, modify, move the ball with the heel, Pong. Half step, modify that ball, spin it, modify white crane, bisect, look back, move that hand, Pong, sit back, parallel higher, move that hand, Pong, slice, sit back, fist, deflect and parry and punch. Strip, eye level, roll back, and forward. Pivot, hook, pivot, T, out, slice. Half step, swirl, rock, come in. Center, open, straight back. Repulsing of the monkey. Straight back. Pivot, pirouette, out, ball, out, maiden, left. In, modify ball, out, roll, push, half step. Needle, bottom of the seat. Touch, flash arms. Sit back, pivot, use your hips and waist, cloud hands. Make sure you meet before you flip. Meet, then flip. Ball, modify, out, ward off, Pong, slice, and that's the bird's tail. Contact. Roll back. Wear your mittens. Sit back. Modify your ball. Move that ball. Slice. Contact. Sit back, open, in, brace the tiger. Relax, close your form. Okay, and then get back that sense of stretching. Making sure your spine is straight, making sure your head is erect and stretched. So we said we address 3 elements. The feet that are stability for gravity, our spine that is straight, our neck and our head, which is stretched, straight up. We didn't say anything about our hands. That one I have really a lot of trouble with. But the exercise was if you were hugging a big trunk of a tree. When you hug a big trunk of a tree, you are stretching everything to hold it. And that's the sensation that you need to achieve. And I'm thinking to myself, well, if my hands are to my side and relaxed, how can I get that sense of stretching? And that's something that I'm going to have to work at. But for me, the feet, the legs are pretty good. So the exercise was that we did a form such as, what do you call this? Single whip. And our partner would come by us, held our form, held our position. Our partner would come to us and push us anywhere in our body. And some of us were able to hold this form because we had strong enough grounded legs and limbs, but others of us moved. Also with the hands, if the hands are not holding the form and stretched out, it's easy for someone to come and move nothing. Okay? And similar with the other parts of your body. Also, then the teacher came by us and felt the curvature of our spine, and it should feel straight and no dips. Once there's a arching of the back, it's definitely a dip. And of course the other way, where there's a slant in the back. So all of those issues or concerns or focus play into good Tai Chi. And so it's not something that's gained overnight, but if introduced, perhaps we can be more aware of it. All right.
What we experienced with our last discussion about Peng, something that's getting into the realm of internal martial arts, really. I think the first time you got exposed to that sort of a concept is trying to find your Dan Tin. That again is internal, and it's something which you got to find for yourself. We can tell you as much as, little tricks that we're supposed to be doing or thinking and concentrating, but I suspect, because I'm going through this also, it's something which you have to find for yourself as an internal thinking. But what I want to do is get back to something more technical and on the level of what you see and what you should be doing in regards to the 16th form. There's two things I want to think about. One of them, both of them have to do with two hands, or all of your body should be occupied. And in these particular examples, two hands should be working at all times while you're doing a particular form, okay? One is when we first get started and we're going to do our crane, a left crane, and then this is with the 16. We come down, half your body come down, and then you're coming up here to do the first brush knee, huh? Brush knee, and we all know how to do the brush knee, sorta, but we got to fix it up. But the third brush knee, normally if you did the 24, you would be coming up here and just doing this, okay? And some of you, when we do the 16th, you're sort of doing that, and it is, when we do the 16th, that third brush knee is a variation, because what you're coming from is here. The variation is this does exactly as you would do here to do another brush knee. But what's happening is, let's see, this is coming up, but this does not come up here. This comes down here. From this position, it comes down. It does not come up to go back down. It comes here, comes here, as this hand is doing this. And this hand comes down as this hand, you've already come this way. This hand comes down, and this comes out. Deflects. Deflects, parry, punch. what's happening in some individuals there, like so, and then they just start to do this. And this hand is forgotten. But continue as if you were going to do, another brush knee. Okay, so remember that. The second one is something which it's not something which you probably experienced much, or you only experienced a portion of it. Again, it's coming from brush knee at the 24. You're going to play the lute. Okay, so you play, you brush knee, half step. This hand comes down, this hand comes up. With the 16, what happens is you are from here. You're in a different position. You've gotten here. Half step, and this hand comes up, loops down. Okay. This other hand, again, is the lazy hand. Some people don't know quite what to do with it. But half step, come forward. This hand comes down here, as if you're going to protect yourself. But what's going to happen is, as you get up on your toe, and you're going to flip to your heel, then this hand comes. Okay, from here. What you're doing is grasping the opponent's wrist. And this, as you are coming this way, you're practicing protecting yourself. Yeah? Loop, protect. Okay? And then you're going to, let me start again. Half step, loop, protect, come back. And this is, you've already got the person's wrist here, and you're coming back to his elbow. This portion is the same as if you were to, it's just the difference in the 16 is you are up here. You got to get down here somewhere. The way to get down is half step, and you get down as if you were, okay, you're here. Half step, and you come this way, and your hand is going to be looping around. It's going to be looping around almost like you're going to steer a car, but it's not so exaggerated, but it's coming slight curve, and it's coming up. You're trying to position yourself to the other person's elbow, just like you would if you were doing the 24. You grab, and you're going to get his elbow. So you say, what's the position? The position is as if your hand and your wrist are approximately the same length as the opponent. So you sort of stay in that position, or you get to that ultimate position. But again, these are two things where you're thinking about, again, what is the non-dominant hand doing?
So you don't really realize, but that lesson was for me. I have a problem with my left hand. I don't know what to do with it. And he always reminds me. So, and some of you students have asked me, what do you do with that hand? And I send you to Ken. But, so we can learn together, okay? Just know that it's an ongoing journey. All right, let's go to the 24 now, and let's see if we can apply some of what we learned, and I'll try to verbalize it as much as I can to make the modification, okay? Going up, rooting down, making your spine grow up straight, making your neck and head straight, suspended by that thread, dropping those shoulders, tucking your chin, commencing form. Open, rotate, wear your mittens, come up, good Tai Chi posture. Tuck those elbows, drop the wrists. Shoulders. Modify that ball on a tee. Move that ball. Part the wild horse's mane, slice. Don't be afraid to come out. Sit back. Move that ball. Palm. Half step. Spin. Up. Don't forget the modification. Then bicep. Don't forget the modification. Come down faster and go round. Palm. Brush knee. Through 2. Palm. Swing out that backhand. 3. Palm. Half step. Sit back. Rock and play your lute. Center. Lift and up. Modify that toe and the heel. Repulse 1. Up. Come straight back. Repulse 2. Wear your mittens. And 3. 4th is our challenge. Turn that foot. Grasp the bird's tail. Out, move that ball, push him away, get that angle. Then grasp the bird's tail. Store up that energy, put it to your wrist and push out. Roll back. And forward. Sit back. Twist, modify that ball. Move that ball. Push. Slice. Grasp the bird's tail. Wear your mittens. Sit back. Pivot, cup. Teacup. Hook, look out. Slice. Sit back. Meet and then flip. Meet and then flip. Meet and then flip. Use your waist. Meet and then flip and open. Hook, T, out, Pong, half step, sit back, high pat, Pong, cross, palms down to your left, up and out, in, down, stretch, turn, up and out, and in, hook, down, veer to the left set, long, slice, toe, pivot, split, set, long, up, long, knee out, ball, knee out, heel, roll, push, sit back, out, modify that ball, heel, out, push, half step, bottom of the C, palm, touch, out, lash arms, sit back, fist, down, out, deflect, carry, punch, touch, roll back, roll forward, Sit back, twist, open, in, tuck, embrace, up, push out, stretch, small, up, close your form, up, stretch. So this is the real test. If you can end your form like how you started, your shoulders are still relaxed, your feet are heavily weighted as if to give you gravity. You check your back and ask yourself whether your spine is straight. Ask yourself if your shoulders are relaxed. If your head is straight, but not only that, suspended and stretched. And then you can continue that posture for all activities. Okay? Okay, good job.